Your Honor, the defendant can hear me.
Okay, great. Sir, are you Nelson Caratini?
Yes.
Sir, you have been arrested on 4 charges: battery by strangulation, domestic violence, false imprisonment, tampering with a witness to hinder communications to law enforcement, and domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support all 4 charges. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. On count number 1, I'm going to set your bond at $150. Count number 3, your bond is going to be set at $3,500. Count number 2, your bond is set at $3,500. Counts 3 and 4, your bonds will be set at $150 each. You are to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the residence. I will allow you to return one time with law enforcement in order for you to pick up your belongings. And if I didn't say it before, the Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you, sir. Jose Gerarda.
The other girl, the different.
Sir, are you Jose Gerarda?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I cannot hear the last name.
I might be saying it wrong. I'll spell it Gerada.
Yes.
You're here on 2 charges, or for 2 issues. The first one is possession of heroin. There is probable cause to support that arrest. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office, and your bond is set at $500. As an additional condition, sir, you are not to possess or consume any drugs or controlled substances without a prescription while you are out on bond. On another case, it's case number 2015 MM138580. It's a failure to appear on a petty theft charge, and his bond was set at $1,000. It looks as if he failed to appear for arraignments on March 3rd, 2015. I've got a note here that says the defendant pled on this case, or he was sentenced on this case on August 23rd, 2017. And there are court minutes. There are court minutes attached that show he was sentenced before Judge Carlisle on this exact case. So he should not be held on this case. It looks as if the original capias was never quashed. State, are you aware of this issue?
Your Honor, I'm looking now. I did not have that information, but I am looking now.
Here, I'll save you some time, Ms. Bush. You can take a look, you can approach and take a look at these court minutes here.
Oh, Your Honor, I just wanted to pull it up here, and it is showing closed as of August 23rd, 2017, Your Honor.
Okay.
The state concurs that he should not be held on this.
All right, well, I'm going to quash the capias on this case. There should not be a detainer or a hold on him on the 2015 MM1385, as he has already served his sentence on that case. Sir, were you able to follow along and understand what's going on?
Yes.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Alejandro Mendoza. Are you Alejandro Antonio Mendoza?
Yes.
All right, sir, you have 2 issues that are before me. On the first case, you have been arrested on a charge of burglary of an occupied dwelling, petty theft, resisting an officer without violence, and criminal mischief. I find probable cause on counts 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. On count number 1, I'm going to set your bond at $3,500. On counts 2, 3, and 4, your bonds will be set at $150 each. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense. In the second case, which is the 9843 case, on the attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling, there is probable cause to support that arrest. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond in that case will be set at $2,500. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense. Good luck to you, sir. Luis Rivera Rodriguez.
Be bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you. James Royal. Sir, are you James Royal?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Royal, you have.
I think that's it for the interpreter.
Oh. We think that's all we need you for the interpreter.
Your Honor,
Okay, Your Honor.
If an I apologize, if an announcement could be made, just to be sure we don't need an interpreter.
Okay, just to make sure, can you announce whether or not, or ask whether there are any victims who need an interpreter?
¿Acaso hay alguien en el público, alguna víctima que requiere un intérprete en español? Levante la
sure.
mano si es así.
Yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
there's one.
There is one?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know which case, if Your Honor wants me to find out
No,
which case.
just have whoever it is come in. I'll just call the interpreter back.
Okay, then that's fine.
Yeah, okay, I'll just
Thank
call you back. I have one more case. Yeah, I'll just call it back. All right, Mr. Royal,
Yeah.
you have a matter before me. It is possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause to support your arrest in these charges. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. On count number 1, your bond will be set at $500. On count number 2, your bond is going to be set at $100. While you are out on bond on this case, or better said, a condition of your bond on this case is that you cannot possess any drugs or controlled substances without a prescription while you are out on bond. And that's all for that case. And then on another case, you were out on bond in case number 2020 CF 6131A. Your bond was set at $1,000 for possession of a controlled substance. Your bond is going to be revoked. Your new bond will be set at $2,500. Good luck to you. LaToya Williams?
Yes.
All right, are you LaToya Rynell Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
You have 2 cases. The first case is a possession of 3,4-methylene deoxymethamphetamine, also known as MDMA. There is probable cause to support that arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office. Set your bond at $500. While you are out on bond, you are not to possess any controlled substances without a prescription. And then on your second case, you're here for an arrest on a no valid driver license. There is probable cause to support that arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office. Your bond in that case is set at $500. As a condition of your bond, you cannot drive without a valid driver license. All right. Good luck to you.
On that, this case, it looked like there was a no cross that was filed. On this case, you just said a bond on.
Which one?
The last one before that.
This was no cross?
Well, this is filed on the 14th.
Oh, Okay, so let me go back to is Mr. Royal back where I can talk to him, please? Hey, Royal.
You can have a state check to confirm. Call state check just to confirm.
Okay.
That's what it's gonna be.
Ms. Bush,
Yes, Your Honor.
would you mind checking to confirm a no pros in case number 2020 CF? No. Yes, 2020 CF 6131 AO.
2020 CF
6131 AO.
It was no prost on August 14th, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Royal, I called you back because on that possession of heroin charge where I revoked your bond and set your bond at $2,500, the state has dismissed your case, and they dismissed your case on the 14th. So you only have just that one charge, the new charge that's outstanding, okay?
Yeah.
All right,
And Your Honor, he completed the drug diversion program.
okay, great. John Briscoe?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Briscoe, you have been arrested on a charge of soliciting funds without a permit. There's probable cause to support the arrest, and I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Your bond will be set at $100.
I'm sorry.
And don't go back to that place where you were accused of having solicited funds.
Could I get a plea bargain with the state?
Can you get a plea bargain with the state? Yes,
He's
yes,
asking
sir.
for an offer, Your Honor, and the state does have an offer for Mr. Briscoe.
Okay, what's your offer?
The offer is an adjudication of guilt, 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no return.
Do you want to take that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Briscoe, how old are you?
55.
How far did you go in school?
It's only 20 years.
Did you graduate from high school?
No.
No?
No. I went to
Have you had-
Anawaki.
Have you had any difficulty understanding me so far?
No.
All right then. Sir, you're entering a plea today to a charge that is a second-degree misdemeanor. So the most that you could get in jail is 60 days. The highest fine I can set is $500, and you can get up to 6 months of probation. Do you understand the maximum penalties?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone forced you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
And do you have any kind of mental condition that makes you confused or not know what you're doing?
No, ma'am.
Are you thinking clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Briscoe, by entering a plea today, you're going to give up different constitutional rights. You're going to give up your right to a trial. You're going to give up your right to have your case presented to a jury. You're not going to be able to present any witnesses. You're not going to be able to cross-examine the state's witnesses. And you're not going to be able to be presumed innocent until the state proves you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand you're giving up all those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, if you are not a U.S. citizen, by entering a plea, you will be subjected to deportation proceedings. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
There is a factual basis to accept your plea. I find you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing and intelligent waiver of your rights, and you understand the consequences. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, order that you serve 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Sir, you are not to return to that intersection again.
Okay.
And I'm going to order court costs that are going to be reduced to a civil judgment. This plea was taken without a plea form in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Sir, do you understand the sentence that I've sentenced you to?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you need an attorney to assist you, I will appoint one to represent you for purposes of the appeal. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. James Earl Jeffries.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Jeffries, you were arrested on a petty theft charge. There is probable cause to support your arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office, and your bond will be stayed at $250. Sir, you are not to return to that store, the Walgreens on International Drive,
Yeah, is
as
this,
a condition of your.
could the state get offer me a plea today?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Would the state be offering me a plea today?
Ms. Bush, would you be
There
willing?
is no offer being conveyed, Your Honor, because it's an enhanceable and because his history warrants enhancing the.
But I think I think that might be some of the reason why he just wants to go on and just. get
Your
it
Honor,
over
the
with.
state is not willing to convey an offer.
No, the state's not willing to make an offer on your case today. Megan Powers.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Powers, you were arrested on a charge of battery.
I'm sorry. Wait, Judge, you stay I'm sorry, go ahead and tell me. I'm
That's
sorry.
stated. Are you Megan Leanne Powers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You were arrested on a charge of battery.
Yes, ma'am.
There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there a victim out there for Megan Powers?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay. The bond in your case will be set at $1,000. You are to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the address, Saddleback Ridge Road. Good luck to you, Ms. Powers.
Okay, thank you.
Roberto Rivera. Are you Norberto Rivera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, you're here for a violation of probation out of Orange County. There's your judge, Judge Allen, signed the warrant in your case, and she has set the bond at $2,500. Good luck to you.
Excuse me, I have a concern. I have a paid attorney, and I talked to my attorney before I turned myself in, and he told me that he had got a bond reduction. The bond reduced to $500, and I had to pay $100 to get out.
State, can you look at that to see if his bond was reduced?
Your Honor, I will try. The only place I can look is the clerk system, Your Honor. But I will see if I can find that.
I put on my notes, do nothing with the bond because.
Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, no, just put it on record.
Huh?
Just put it on the record. Okay. I don't think nobody heard it.
Does anyone else have?
No, I'm just going to leave it as it is. Sir, you need to get in contact with your attorney. Right now, I'm announcing your bond at $2,500 because that's what Judge Allen had it set at on the warrant that you were picked up on.
Okay.
And so you need to get in contact with your attorney. There is another case, 2020 CF 9190. You were out on bond. You bonded out on, it looks like, August 2nd. And your bond was $2,000 and you bonded out. The VOP does not affect this particular charge, so I'm not going to do anything with your bond on that case. Good luck.
Thank you.
Juan Jermosen. Sir, are you Juan Jermosen?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. You have been arrested on a charge of aggravated battery causing great bodily harm, domestic violence. There is probable cause to support the arrest. I am appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. On this count, I'm going to set your bond at $3,500, and you are to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the scene. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Nakia Gibson.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gibson, you have been arrested on a charge of battery on a person 65 years of age or older. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I am appointing the Public Defender's Office and setting your bond at $5,000. You are not to return to the scene, and you are to have no contact with your father.
Is it 5,000?
$5,000.
Thank you.
He did qualify for PTR too.
All right, thank you very much. Good
Madam,
luck
would
to
you
you.
consider a lower bond?
No, ma'am. No, let me see. 3,500. On Corella Rosa Simmons.
Yes.
All right. You've been arrested on a charge of aggravated assault with a weapon. She's the grandmother. This is the grandmother. She qualifies for PTR.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There is probable cause, Ms. Simmons, to support the arrest for aggravated assault with a weapon. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You do qualify for pretrial release, so I will place you on pretrial release. As a condition of your pretrial release, you are to have, does your grandson live with you?
No.
No. Do you want to have contact? Well, no, that would be the other way around. Does he want to have contact with her?
And
Or
Your
no
Honor,
hostile contact, Ms. Thomas?
We did contact with me, but it was a minor, we tried to protect the caretaker, no answer.
Oh, no answer from the caretaker?
Your Honor, without the victim present or the caretaker present, the state would ask the court to issue a no contact order.
Okay, I'll issue a no contact order. This happened at your house, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so she can obviously return to the residence, and I'm not issuing any other condition of her pretrial release. Good luck to you, Ms. Simmons.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You said PTR, right?
PTR. Letitia Talley.
Yes.
PTR.
What is this one? All right. Ms. Talley, you were arrested on 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond on count number 1 is going to be $1,500. Counts 2 and 3 will be $150 each. Where are your children? Are they with the father?
There with the father.
Well, you can have no hostile contact.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would ask for a no contact order as the father nor the children are present to provide input. The state would also ask for a compliance with DCF investigation as they were called as well.
Okay. Is, Ms. Thomas, let me ask you a question. Did the children's father did they say anything? Did he say anything about this case? About contact?
He just said that the victim contact was made, and he said he would not be reported. That's the only thing that was said from the, file.
Here's the,
And Your Honor,
Miss Talley, are you and the children's father married?
No.
Is your mother here?
Deceased.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have an aunt or uncle here who could take care of the children?
No.
Is his mother here?
Yes.
and Your
Well, the
Honor,
only reason I'm going to set no contact is because I don't have any word from the father about the contact issue. You are going to have to comply with the DCF investigation. That's all that I have on this case. Ms. Bush, did you have something you wanted to add? Thank you very much, Ms. Taylor.
no, Your Honor, I was just going to put on the record that defense counsel can move to have this modified
Yes,
this
but
week.
here's the issue, though. If they're not married, she is the natural guardian of the children by statute. He is not. Florida does not recognize custodial rights for the father. They only recognize it for the mother. It's a mother-friendly state. And so, even though the children can look like him, and just based upon what I know right now, the information I know now, he's not the natural father. He's not been adjudicated the legal father of those children.
Your Honor,
It's
we
going to
do.
be a hot mess, but I'm not in that. I need to move on to Mr.
And
Walker
based on the
right now.
four corners, we don't even know that he has not been so designated as the
That's
children
right.
do
That's
have
why I
his
said-
last name.
Right, that's why I said based upon what I know now.
Your Honor,
Ms. Talley, good luck
so
to
there's a
you.
no contact order for the children?
Ma'am?
I'm asking, so there's a no contact order for the kids? I don't even see probable cause for the 3 counts of aggravated assault to begin with, Your Honor, just to
Okay.
put that on the record. It's just based off the PC.
Stand up for me so I can hear
I
you
do
better.
apologize, Your Honor. However, for the 3 counts of aggravated assault under the statute, there must be intent to cause apprehension. I don't believe there was ever intent to put the children in fear per se. It seems as if her and the father of the children were arguing, and she wanted to upset him. So maybe an aggravated assault towards the father, but I don't see any towards any children. She even said that I did not put my kids' lives in danger, meaning she wasn't trying to instill any fear in the kids. It just seems like it was mostly just her and the father, and unfortunately the kids having to witness this argument between the parents at the time. So I don't see the intent towards the children in this incident is basically what I'm saying.
Ms. Bush?
Yes, Your Honor. While intent is part of the element, it's knowingly committing an act that could put a person in fear. Knowingly smashing all the windows, and just after the kids are removed from the vehicle, the rear windshield actually shatters. The state would argue that that is an assault and ask the court to maintain its finding of probable cause. There does not have to be an intent behind the threat. The act must be done knowingly, and that act is something that a reasonable person or the victims would be in fear.
Is the intent transferred like it is in a battery? For example, if you intend to shoot person A, but you kill person B, isn't that a
That is a
crime against B as much as it is against A?
I agree with that statement, Your Honor. However, here, for it,
If I need
I
to
guess so.
revisit it, I'll come back on Ms. Talley, but I see your point, but I think I might stay with the probable cause being met, but if I need to come back, I will, but I'm just gonna go on and move on. Thank you, Ms. Talley. My next case is Joseph Walker. Mr. Walker, you have been arrested on a charge of possession of cocaine and battery, dating, violence. There's probable cause on count number 1. Counsel, do you wish to be heard on the battery charge?
1 second, Your Honor. Yeah, I don't have anything at this moment.
There's PC also as to count number 2. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Bond on count number 1 is set at $150. The bond on count number 2 is set at $1,500. Sir, you are to have no contact with the victim, and you are to possess no controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense. There is a possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver charge. You are out on bond for that charge. When this case occurred, your bond will be revoked and your new bond will be set at none. Good luck, sir. Chasman Bowles. Are you Chasman Leonise Bowles?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Bowles, you are arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause to support the arrest, and I will appoint the public defender's office. Your bond on count number 1 is $1,500, and the bond on count number 2 is $150. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense. Good luck, Ms. Bowles.
Eric Clark from PTO.
Okay. Kalo?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Kalo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. You were arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, this is the victim that requires an interpreter.
Hello, are you there? Madam Interpreter, I need you for the victim in this case. Are you there? Yeah, she's on. PRC 1090 Kepler, okay. Mr. Kalo, you were arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery.
Yes, ma'am.
There's probable cause to support. Courtroom.
Hello, Your Honor. Can you hear the interpreter?
Yes, I can, thank you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
All right, the witness, the victim in this case is going to need the interpreter. Mr. Kalo, there is probable cause to support the arrest. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Ma'am, would you please raise your right hand so that you can be sworn?
Señora, por favor, levante la mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura usted solemnemente que la declaración que rendirá será la verdad, toda la verdad, y más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
Ma'am, state your full name, please.
Señora, por favor, indique su nombre completo.
Yulisa Freire.
Julissa Freire.
All right, ma'am, what would you like to tell me?
A ver, señora, indíqueme que desea informarme.
Oh, yo no, no quiero ponerle cargos a él. Tuvimos una discusión, se salió de contexto todo. Él está pasando por un problema. Su papá lo pusieron en hospice. Él está como con muchos con muchos problemas ahora. Él se puso a gritarme y yo me asusté.
I don't want to go forward with any of the charges. We had an argument and somehow they took it out of context. He's going through a lot of problems right now. His dad is in his hospice. And so at that moment, he's dealing with a lot of problems and he started yelling at me and I got scared.
Okay, are you afraid of your husband?
¿Acaso usted le tiene temor a su esposo?
No, lo que pasa que él empezó a gritar como fuerte y entonces yo me desesperé, ¿me entiendes? O sea, fue algo como, él está pasando por problemas ahora, después que se fue yo me puse mal porque él no es un mal hombre. Yo tengo con él 6 años, somos casados y después que él tiene como 8 o 9 meses que pasó que no está trabajando, está en la casa metido y él como su cabeza, ¿me entiende?
No. He just started yelling really loud and I became quite distraught. And then he's been going through a lot of problems and so he left. And once he left, I felt bad because he really is not a bad man. We've been married for 6 years now. And for the last 8 or 9 months, he hasn't been working. He's been stuck in the home. And, this went to his head. Well,
Okay. Do you want to have contact with him?
Muy bien. ¿Usted desea tener contacto con él?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. State, do you have any questions?
Yes, Ms. Freire. You said you've been together with him for 6 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Usted me ha indicado que ha estado con él por 6 años, ¿cierto eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Over the course of those 6 years, have there been any other incidents of violence, whether or not they were reported?
En ese transcurso de 6 años, ¿han habido otros incidentes de violencia, aunque los haya o no los haya reportado?
O como algunas, como peleas que hemos tenido, pero de verbales.
Well, some fights, but they were verbal.
And one final question. If something like this were to happen again, where he drags you by your hair, he hits you in the chest and on your arm, and you felt that your safety was in danger, would you call law enforcement?
Una última pregunta. Si esto fuera a ocurrir nuevamente, donde él la agarra y le jala por el pelo, le pega contra el pecho y el brazo, y usted siente que está en peligro, ¿llamaría usted nuevamente al 911?
Sí, yo lo llamaría, pero como le digo, él no es agresivo conmigo, solo como tuvimos una pelea y yo le gritaba, o sea, yo no me quedaba callada, entonces yo le contestaba y entonces él se exaltaba, entonces fue como que me jaló los pelos y eso, pero él normalmente no es así, él es un hombre calmado.
Yes, I would call, but let me repeat this once more. He generally is not an aggressive man towards me. We started fighting. I started raising my voice. I wasn't going to shut up. And I started talking back to him. He got agitated, and that's why he grabbed me by my hair. But he's never done that before. He's usually a normal and calm person.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Defense, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it. You can have a seat now.
Muchas gracias, señora. Se lo agradezco y ya puede tomar asiento.
Gracias.
You're welcome.
Thank you. If the interpreter's no longer needed, may she disconnect for the day?
Yes, have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to set the bond on count number 1 at $1,500. Count number 2, no, just it. Count number 1 is $1,500 on Mr. Kalo's case. He's to have no hostile contact with the with the victim in this case, as she has stated she is not in fear of him, and she would like to have contact with him. Next case is David Carlisle.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Carlisle, you are charged with battery. You are charged with battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office. Your bond will be set at $1,500. Is there a victim out there for Mr. Carlisle?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then. Bond set at $1,500. You are to have no contact with the victim and any witnesses in the case. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. Good luck to you, Mr. Carlisle. Prentice Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Jackson, you were arrested on a charge of battery, dating violence. There's probable cause to support your arrest. Public Defender's Office is appointed. I'm going to set your bond at $1,500.
Okay.
Any victims present?
No, Your Honor.
You are to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Giselle Naranjo. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. Oh, this is the wrong thing. Ms. Naranjo, you were arrested on a charge of battery, dating violence. There is probable cause to support the arrest in this case. I will appoint the public defender's office. Your bond is set at $1,500. You are to have no contact with the co-defendant, Robinson Rodriguez. You are to have no contact with any victims or witnesses, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense.
Agreed.
Thank you very much. Javaris Nathan. Thank you. All right, are you Javaris Nathan?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, I will get to you in just a minute, okay? Mr. Nathan, you have been arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. There's probable cause to support the arrest, and I'm going to appoint the public defender. There is a victim here on this case. Ma'am, raise your right hand so that you can be sworn.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Ma'am, state your name, please.
Lavita Stockton.
I need you to speak a little bit louder.
Lavita Stockton.
And how are you related to Mr. Nathan?
I'm his mother.
Okay, and what would you like the court to know about this particular case?
This was an unforeseen incident that took place that got out of hand as of early Saturday morning. And I called the cops to have him removed from the home. And this involved his siblings, my daughter, and his brother as well, Xavier Stockton and Sky Paul.
Does Mr. Nathan live in your home?
Yes.
And do you want him back in the home?
Yes, he's welcome back.
And are you fearful of him?
No.
Are you fearful of him around your daughter or your other child?
No.
Have they expressed any hesitancy or trepidation about him coming home?
No, his sister and his brother actually, we discussed the situation and she's wanting to see him.
Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're
State,
welcome.
defense, either one of you have any questions?
No questions from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to, you said he qualifies for pretrial release?
Yes, ma'am.
He has no prior criminal conduct?
No, Your Honor.
Bond is going to be set at $1,500. You are to have no hostile contact with your victims in the case. You may return to the home.
Excuse me.
I don't think there needs to be any other conditions in place. Good luck to you, sir. Robinson Rodriguez. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you were arrested on a charge of battery, dating, violence. There's probable cause to support your arrest. The public defender is appointed. The bond in your case is set at $1,500. You are to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense. Good luck to you, sir. Alexis Soto,
Ma'am, we live together.
I haven't heard from the victim, so you're gonna have to find another place to live. You can return to the home one time with law enforcement to retrieve your belongings. Alexis Soto. All right, sir, you were arrested on battery, domestic violence charge, and an assault, domestic violence charge. There's probable cause to support the arrest on both of those counts. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. On count number 1, your bond will be set at $1,500, and on count 2, your bond will be set at $150. You are to have no contact with the victim, and you are not to return to the scene. You can return one time, though, with law enforcement to retrieve any of your belongings. Good luck to you. Joshua Boyle. Are you Joshua Warren Boyle?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you were arrested for grand theft motor vehicle and petty theft. There's probable cause to support the charges. I will appoint the public defender's office. On count number 1, I will stay the bond at $1,000 and stay the bond on count number 2 at $100. And I'll appoint the public defender's office if I did not say that previously. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tony Ann Beck,
Becky?
Fecky?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Fecky, you were arrested on a charge of possession of 3,4-methylene deoxymethamphetamine, also known as MDMA. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office, and your bond will be set at $1,000. As a condition of your bond, you are not to possess any controlled substances without a prescription. In case number 2020 CF 8126AO, you were out on bond when you were arrested on the new law offense for possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your PTR in that case will be revoked. Your new bond will be set at $1,500. Good
And
luck
that's
to you.
for the old case, right? For the
That's for the
PTR?
old case. I'm sorry, say it again?
That's for the old PTR, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got a bond on both of them.
You've got a bond on both of them.
Yes, ma'am, I appreciate it, thank you.
You're welcome. Robert Harris. All right, Mr. Harris, you were arrested for resisting without violence and possession of synthetic cannabinoids. There's probable cause on both counts. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
On count number 1, I will stay the bond. No. On count number 1, I'm going to set the bond at $100. Count number 2, I'm going to stay the bond at $1,500. As a condition, you are to possess no controlled substances without a prescription. So no drugs while you were out on bond. Good luck.
Hey, ma'am, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes, sir.
When this incident happened last night, officer told me that, okay, I went to jail with this lady that just left out of here, and they found a tobacco blunt rolled up on the ground, and he said that since he seen her hand another lady a white bag or some kind of controlled substance, he told me that that belongs to you. And I'm like, don't nothing belong to me. I'm homeless. I'm like, I don't have nowhere to live. So I was just sitting there because he said he seen some tobacco, ma'am. And I've never been in jail in here. I've never been to jail here before. I've never been in any trouble in Orange County. And I was just trying to figure out, is there any kind of way am I entitled to R&R or conditional release so I can call? Because I got a job for KBI Constructions, and I'm homeless, and my clothes and some of my stuff is in like some trees, Your Honor, and I'm trying to get out to get it. And she's homeless too, but I was just sitting there, and I went to jail for some tobacco on the ground. And all I'm trying to do is, I can't afford bond because I'm homeless, and if I can get out on R&R, I'll make it. I'll come back to court. I don't have any failure to appears.
I know you don't have, well, I'm just looking quickly, I don't see any failures to appear, but I do see.
Ma'am, I do have I've got a record,
Yeah.
but I've never been in trouble here, ma'am, and I was homeless here. And I'm just like, now I just started to get ready to, my social worker just got me my food stamps, all my addresses at the Samaritan house, and I'm just starting to get my life, getting it going, Your Honor, and I'm sitting around some homeless people and go to jail. I really wasn't doing anything, ma'am. I'm just trying to get back out so I can at least get to work Monday and pick up my food stamps, and because I got my Social Security and everything. I'm 44 years old. I got 8 kids. Got child support. I need to be out, ma'am. I mean, I really, if you can if I could get R&R or any kind of supervision, to call every day or whatever it would take.
But you don't qualify for pretrial release.
I don't. But is there any
And
kind
that's
of
the
way you
only
could?
way to ensure that you would call every day.
No, I'm just asking to see if she, ma'am, are we, she's not done. She's waiting to see what I'm gonna say. Ma'am, are we done?
No, we're not done. I'm thinking.
She's thinking.
Just stay right there.
Thank you, ma'am.
When I tell you good luck, Mr. Harris, that's when I want you to walk off, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Thomas, is it his extensive history that keeps him out?
That was part of it. I mean, according to the officer that did the interview with him, and, he has,
5 DOPs?
he lived in between different, places. If you were like,
Do you have a home, Mr. Harris?
Ma'am, right now I'm staying at the commission, the mission.
Coalition?
Yes, ma'am. All my belongings are there, and I've been staying there, and that's where I go from to and from work. And I stay at the Salvation Army too.
Okay, okay.
if you would like, we can go and try to re-interview him, and then see, will he qualify for the job.
I need him. He needs to be, he needs to be supervised, if anything. Just a place for him to be able to say, I'm still here, I'm going to work, I'm getting my stamps, I'm living life.
That's what I say, he can come back down and be re-interviewed, and have supervisor over it, and see if he qualifies. If you can do a PTR or bond. So he doesn't qualify for PTR, but he's qualified with a bond.
Okay. All right, Mr. Harris?
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
gonna go ahead. Mr. Harris, you're gonna go down to be re-interviewed with PTR
Yes, ma'am.
by a supervisor, and then they're gonna bring you back up.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'll come back on this case.
And, Your Honor, if the state may make a recommendation, if the court is ordering bond or pretrial release, if qualified, then the state would ask that pretrial release also include random urinalysis.
Okay.
And that would ensure
Oh, she
supervision.
said,
Okay, so he just needs to go back downstairs or wherever PTR is so he can be re-interviewed.
Yes, Your Honor, but I believe what they were asking was that the court sets bond or pretrial release so that later they can re-interview him. But that way he has a bond in place.
Well, if you would like to know what's going on, we can go straight, they can bring him straight down, interview him, and then you can get the information whether he qualifies.
Like from right here, he can go straight down to PTR. That's what I want to.
Right now.
That's what I want to have happen.
I'm emailing the supervisor.
Yes, ma'am.
saying that he's coming down to be interviewed.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can find out.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
That's
but
exactly.
you are still saying PTR or bond either way, right?
PTR bond, either way.
Along with your analysis and
Random urinalysis and don't
You
do
know, that
drugs
part.
while you out. Mm-hmm.
bond 100 and 1500.
Mm-hmm.
And Your Honor, we'll recall this at the end of the session.
Okay, what? Go ahead, two times. To the bond. You understand? On bond. Okay. So the bond will be 750 and 750. Next case is Dennis Howe.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mr. Howe, you have been arrested on charges of trafficking in methamphetamines greater than 28 grams with a weapon, possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver with a weapon, possession of cocaine with intent to deliver with a firearm, possession of oxycodone, possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams, and possession of cocaine. There's probable cause to support the arrest on all 6 counts. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. On count number 1, your bond will be set at $100,000. On count number 2, your bond will be set at $100,000. On count number 3, your bond will be set at $100,000. On counts number 4, 5, and 6, your bond will be set at $100 each. As a condition of bond, you are to possess no controlled substance without a valid prescription. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Darren Jackson. Mr. Jackson, you have been arrested on charges of possession of cocaine, possession of 3,4-methylene deoxymethamphetamine, also known as MDMA, and possession of heroin. There's probable cause to support your arrest. On count number 1, your bond will be set at $1,000. Count number 2 and 3, your bond will be set at $100. As a condition of your bond, you are not to possess any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jonathan Kutcher.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Kutcher, you are here on a warrant out of this county for failure to appear. Your bond in this case is set at $1,100 on the first count and $100 on the second count. It was failure to appear at a status hearing. Good luck to you, sir.
Does the court have a
And he has
second?
another one? Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, there is another one. Give me just a second. There's another charge. You're arrested on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia and soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause to support the arrest on this case as well. On count number 1, I will stay the bond at $500. And on count number 2, I will stay the bond at $100.
First case, the bond is 1,000 on the first count.
It's 1,000? Okay. Okay, so on this cover sheet, it had 1,100, but that's wrong. It's 1,000. Okay. Are you Stephanie Ann McDonald? Ma'am. All right, Ms. McDonald. You were arrested on charges of possession of methamphetamine, possession of heroin, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause to support the arrest. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. On count number 1, your bond is set at $1,000. Counts 2 and 3, your bond will be set at $150 each. You have 2 additional charges that you were out on bond for. In case number 2020 CF 8620AO, you were out on bond for possession of a controlled substance and petty theft. Your bond will be revoked, and your new bond in that case will be set at $2,500. In case number 2020 CF 848AO, your bond will be revoked, and your new bond will be set at $2,500. Yes?
For each count, like, is it?
Wait. I'm sorry. Let's go back. 2020 CF 8620AO. On count number 1, your bond will be set at $1,250. Count number 2, your bond is set at $1,250. On 2020 CF 848AO, count 1, your bond is set at $1,250. Count 2, your bond is set at $1,250. Good luck to you. Ulysses Pacheco?
Yes.
Sir, you were here on a warrant for failure to appear at a pretrial conference?
Yes.
And your bond in that case is set at none. Good luck to you, sir. Harold Rasbin. Mr. Rasbin, you have been arrested on a charge of grand theft motor vehicle. There's probable cause to support the arrest. No, there isn't. Not, this is the one. State. There isn't, in this report, it references a supplemental report by Lieutenant Appleby
Yes, Your Honor.
and Deputy Cox. Do you have those reports?
I do not, Your Honor, and the state is requesting 24 hours for the PC. It appears that this did not upload a full report here.
I'll grant the state the 24 hours to get those supplemental reports, and this case will be reset. Next case is Isaac Jared Reyes. All right, Mr. Reyes, I have here, you've been arrested on a few charges. The first one is a no valid driver license charge. There's probable cause to support that arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Your bond is set at $500, and as a condition of your bond, you are not to drive without a valid driver license. In the second case, you were arrested on charges of possession of cannabis more than 20 grams, possession of alprazolam, possession of oxycodone, possession of cocaine, possession of tetrahydrocannabinoids, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause on each of the counts to support the arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The bond on count number 1 will be $1,500. The bonds on counts number 2 through 6 will be set at $150 each. As a condition of this bond, you are to possess no controlled substance without a valid prescription. You're welcome. Good luck to you, sir. Orlando Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am.
You were arrested on a driving while license suspended or revoked. There is probable cause to support your arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office, and your bond will be stayed at $2,500. Your bond will be set at $1,500. You are not to drive without a valid driver license. Good luck to you. Melissa Marie Vasquez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You were arrested on a grand theft, third-degree charge. There is probable cause to support that arrest. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The bond in your case will be set at $1,500. You are to have no contact with the victims, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense. In case number 2020 CF 3969AO, you were out on your own recognizance on a petty theft charge. Your recognizance will be, or your release will be revoked. Your new bond in that case will be set at $1,500. Wesley Venable. He refused, Your Honor. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Counsel, do you waive his appearance today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. He was arrested on a failure to appear for delivery of cocaine. His bond is set at $7,500.
How you doing, y'all?
Darion West.
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Good. All right, sir, you were arrested on charges of possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver with a weapon, aggravated assault with a firearm, possession of a firearm in commission of a felony, and possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams. There's probable cause to support the arrest. Thank you, ma'am. On count number 1, I'm going to set your bond at $50,000. On count number 2, your bond will be set at $50,000. On count number 3, your bond will be set at $10,000. And on count number 4, your bond will be set at $100. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You're welcome, sir. Lionel Wilkerson. All right, Mr. Wilkerson, you were arrested on a violation of your conditional release,
Yes, ma'am.
and the judge signed your affidavit and set your bond at $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So I got
You're
a bond now.
You got a bond.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Shaquan Williams.
He's mental health, Your Honor.
Okay, I forgot. What did we do with mental health? Are y'all resetting mental health state defense? I forgot from yesterday.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We can reset it unless council wishes to waive.
I don't see a reason to reset if they need to be evaluated.
You want to waive it or reset?
Let's just reset this one.
Okay. That one's reset. John Cochran?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Cochran, you were here on an out-of-county warrant. Well, no, not out-of-county. You're just here on a warrant. There's an arrest warrant. Probable cause has previously been found on a charge of resisting a merchant and petty theft. Your bond in that case is set at $500, $250 on count 1, $250 on count 2, and you are not to return to the scene of the offense. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Good luck to you, sir. Emmanuel Luca.
He bonded, Your Honor.
Oh, Mr. Luca bonded? Okay, thank you. Jordan Romano.
Bonded as well, Your Honor.
Thank you. Resendez Teresio.
I don't
He
have that.
bonded. And then I have Alberto Vasquez.
That was the bond.
Kevin Clayton.
Yes.
Mr. Clayton, you were arrested on a charge of trespass on property after a warning. There's probable cause to support the arrest. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your bond is going to be stayed at $250, and you are to have no contact with the victim or witnesses in this case, and not to return. And Ms. Bush.
Your Honor, if the court would entertain an offer, the state does have an offer for Mr. Clayton. It's an adjudication of guilt, 5 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no return to the scene, which is the Publix on South Cimarron Boulevard, abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
Mr. Clayton, do you want to accept that offer? It's an offer of 5 days in jail. You have credit for 2. You are not to return to the Publix on South Cimarron, and you are to abide by all trespass signs.
Yes, Your Honor.
You do want to accept that. Okay, Mr. Clayton, how
There's
old
no
are
way
you?
you could do 2 days time served?
That's her offer was 5 days. Do you want to accept that?
All right, I'll accept Hobbs.
Mr. Clayton, how old are you?
30.
How far have you gone in school?
12th grade,
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry, say it again?
high school.
High school. Have you been able to understand what I've said to you so far today?
Yes.
This charge is punishable by up to a year in jail, a $1,000 fine, and a year of probation. Any questions about the maximum penalty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or medicine or alcohol?
No.
I need you to speak up a lot louder, okay?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any kind of mental condition that will make you confused or not understand what you're doing?
No.
Are you thinking clearly today?
Yes.
Sir, by entering a plea, you will be giving up constitutional rights. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're giving up your right to a trial. You're giving up your right to testify. You're giving up your right to call witnesses, confront the state's witnesses. You're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Sir, if you are on probation for any charge, this plea will be used or could be used to violate your probation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you are not a U.S. citizen, by entering a plea, you will be subjected to deportation proceedings. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Your Honor, would the judge give the defendant a credit time served plea?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Clayton, you want to open plea to the judge? Sounds like she'll give you credit time served instead of 5.
Please.
Okay. Based upon the affidavit, there's a factual basis to accept the plea. I find you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing and intelligent waiver. You want to give and take for it? Okay.
And Your Honor, the state's offer, and that's why we just spoke about this, was merely because he was out on bond.
I understand.
And the state would have concurred with no action on the out on bond with the 5-day offer. That was the only reason.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bush. Find that you're entering the plea freely and voluntarily, making a knowing, intelligent waiver of your rights. You understand the consequences. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty. Order that you serve 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. The court costs will be imposed and reduced to a civil judgment. You are to not return to the Publix on South Cimarron Boulevard, and you are to abide by all trespass warnings. In addition to your plea, do you understand your sentence, sir?
Yes. Yes.
You have 30 days to file a written notice of appeal, or you waive that right. And if you need an attorney, let me know, and I will appoint one to represent you for purposes of the appeal. Any questions about that?
No.
All right, sir. In case number 2020 MM244AO, you were out on bond for a charge of battery and resisting an officer without violence. You were actually out on your own recognizance. Your release will be revoked. And at this time, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 on count number 1 and $100 on count number 2. Good luck to you, sir. Yes, ma'am. Roberto Galson. He's medical, Your Honor. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him.
We'll waive.
You'll waive, okay. I find probable cause supports the arrest. The bond will be set at $500. As a condition, he's not to possess or use any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Talisha McMiller.
He was a refusal.
I'm sorry, say it again?
She refused.
Well, waive.
And Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
after we finish Ms. McMiller, if we could go back to Mr. Galson, the one that was unable
Let me
to
just start
appear
with
for
Mr.
medical,
Galson. Okay.
because the state is going to announce a no bill in his case.
Okay, so Mr. Galson's case will be no bill. All right. Now back on with Ms. McMiller Simmons. I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent her. Are you waiving her appearance today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's probable cause to support the arrest for trespassing on a structure or conveyance. bond will be stayed at $500. She has, in case number 2020 MM 189AE, a possession of drug paraphernalia. She was OR'd on that, and trespassing in a structure or conveyance. She was out on PTR. OR and PTR will be revoked. She now will have a bond on her paraphernalia charge of $500 and the trespass in a structure of $100. Yes, ma'am?
I wanna check the, charges, I see one count here,
Okay, I'm reading off of the
case, MM 000189.
I'm reading off of the initial of the out on bond non-monetary release form, and it listed 2 charges.
Is that 500, 100?
500, 100, yes ma'am, on the MM 189. Did you find it, Ms. Thomas? Okay.
And Your Honor, the state is showing possession of drug paraphernalia and trespass.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Oliver Presser. Mr. Presser, you were arrested on a battery charge. There's probable cause to support that arrest.
Correct.
The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. The bond in this case is set at $1,000. You are to have no contact with the victim. You are not to return to the scene of the offense. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. Kyle Swordstrom.
He refused, Your Honor.
Ms. Boyce, do you waive his appearance? I will
Yes.
appoint the PD to represent him.
Yes, ma'am, we'll waive.
All right. In this case, Mr. Swordstrom was arrested on trespass on property after a warning. There is probable cause for the arrest. The bond will be stayed at $500. He is not to return to the scene of the offense and to have no contact with the victim and witnesses in this case. Cleveland Watson.
Present.
Mr. Watson, you were arrested on a charge of petty theft. There is probable cause to support that arrest. The Public Defender's Office will be appointed to represent you. The bond in that case is stayed at $250. In case number 2020 MM 4080AO, you were issued a notice to appear on a petty theft charge. He's not out on bond.
Your Honor, the state would recommend that the court take no action on that.
I will take no action on the case I just announced.
And just reiterate that he's not to return to whatever.
Okay. Don't
what that's-
return, Mr. Watson, to that Publix at Bumby and East Colonial. Do you know where I'm talking about?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, don't go back to that Publix. And make sure you make all your court appearances for both of your cases. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Ashley Zambrano.
Good afternoon.
All right, Ms. Zambrano, you were arrested on trespass in a structure, refusing to leave, and disorderly intoxication. There's probable cause for the arrest. Public Defender's Office is appointed. Your bonds are stayed at $250 and $100 each.
Your Honor, if the defendant were to open plea to you or to ask the state, would it be a credit time served for the trespass?
And Your Honor, the state's offer is a Adjudication of guilt, 2 days, 2 days credit time served. No return to the Lake Baldwin emergency room unless a bona fide medical emergency. And abide by all trespass warnings and court costs. And that's with regard to this matter here.
Do you want to accept that offer, Ms. Zambrana?
Not guilty.
I'm sorry?
What was the offer, ma'am?
The offer was an adjudication, credit for time served, and court costs. You can't go back to the Lake Baldwin emergency room unless you have a valid emergency, and you have to abide by all trespass warnings.
And when will I have to serve the time?
You've already done it.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Zambrana, have you been able to understand everything I said today?
Yes, ma'am.
How far have you gone in school?
I graduated. I actually am receiving my diploma this week, ma'am.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or medicine or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to get you to plea today?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any kind of mental illness that makes you confused or not understand what you're doing?
No, ma'am.
Are you thinking clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're entering a plea today to 2 second-degree misdemeanors. Each are punishable by up to 60 days in jail, a $500 fine, and 6 months of probation. Do you understand the maximum penalties?
Yes, ma'am.
By entering a plea today, you're giving up several constitutional rights. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. You're giving up your right to testify, your right to a trial. You're giving up your right to have your case presented to a jury. You're giving up your right to call witnesses. You're giving up your right to confront the state's witnesses and the state's evidence. You're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Zambrana, are you on probation now for any case?
No, ma'am.
All right, because if you were on probation for any case, this plea could be used or would be used to support a violation of probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. If you are not a U.S. citizen, by entering a plea, you will be subjected to deportation proceedings. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. There's a factual basis in the affidavit to support the plea. I find you're entering it freely and voluntarily, making a knowing and intelligent waiver of your rights, and you understand the consequences.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
plea was accepted without a written plea form in light of the pandemic that we are facing now. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, order that you serve 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I will impose court costs and reduce those to a civil judgment. You are not to return to the Lake Baldwin emergency room unless you have a verifiable emergency. And you are to abide by all trespass warnings. Do you have any questions about the sentence?
Will I have to call before I go to the medical department if I need to get seen?
Only if it's a verified emergency.
Okay, ma'am.
You have 30 days to file a written notice of appeal, or you waive that right. And if you need an attorney, I will appoint one to represent you. Any questions about your sentence?
No, ma'am.
All right, you have, in case number 2020 MM1320 in Osceola County, you were out on bond on this case when you were arrested on the case you just pled to. I'm going to revoke that bond, order that you serve, order that your bond be revoked. Your new bond will be set at $1,000. Good luck to you.
All right.
All right, so for these are the outer counties. Michael Connor.
He's mental health, Your Honor.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him. Would you be willing to waive on the outer county warrant? Osceola. He did not appear for, he missed court. And I don't know what he missed court for, but he missed it. He missed court.
It's not for medical reason, is it?
Something. With Judge Epperson.
We talk about Williamson?
I don't know who he did. I just know he did not show up before Judge Epperson. So will you waive his IA today?
Talk about Williamson, right?
Huh?
Williamson?
No, Connor.
Oh, yes, sure.
All right. On Michael Anthony Connor, he was arrested for failure to appear on a warrant in Osceola County. Bond on count 1 is $250. Bond on count 2 is stayed at $100. Jacqueline Montoya.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, state your full name, please.
Jacqueline Montoya.
Ms. Montoya, you were arrested on a warrant out of Polk County. The bond in that case for both counts is set at none. Public defender is appointed to represent you.
The second count is $1,000.
I'm sorry?
The second count is $1,000.
Oh, thank you. Count number 2 has a bond of $1,000. Good luck to you, ma'am.
I mean, what's the next one? No, what's the next one?
Oh.
No, that's the next person. Jessica. Yeah, the other one was Jacqueline.
Okay.
This is Jessica.
Jessica Montoya?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Montoya, you have a warrant out of Polk County.
Yes.
All right. The judge has set your bond on count number 1 at 0. So there's no bond on count 1. The bond on count 2 is set at $1,000.
Okay.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And is the court appointing the
And
public
I am
defender?
appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Thank you. Okay, so Stephanie Montoya?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Montoya, you have a warrant out of Polk County. Count number 1, the bond is set at none. And count number 2, the bond is set at $1,000.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Robert Williamson?
Yes, ma'am.
He just has this one, or is this 3 separate?
No, correct, 3.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williamson, you have 3 separate warrants. All 3 are out of Seminole County. And all 3 warrants are set at $3,000 each. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on these cases. Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Sabrina Polanese. All right, Miss Polanese, you were arrested on a violation of probation. The judge signed your warrant and set your bond at none. And there is a case that you were out on bond for in case 2020 CF 898980. The court will take no action on that bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
And Your Honor, is the public defender appointed?
Yes, the public defender is appointed on both of her cases. Dathan Pruitt.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you have 2 cases. You have a violation of probation You have a violation of probation in a case 2017 CF 6905. The judge signed your warrant and set your bond at $1,500. The public defender's office is appointed to represent you. In case 18 CF 9656, the judge set your bond at $1,500. Public defender's office is appointed to represent you in that case as well. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir.